Look at this. Like I needed to show you this. I've always like tell myself that I have bad luck. That's why
So
I
you're
have
just like
this.
you're like Sam in the movie.
Yes, 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 totally. Like I can totally relate to her.
Rabbits!
Well, first of all, I can imagine a lot of people asking you this, but I would like to know what is the biggest challenge on being a director in an animated product. Because I think we all know what are the challenges with a live action director, but what about animation?
It's a good question. The animation director is it's very similar, I think, to what a feature film does, a live action film director does in terms of the overall, which is telling the best story that you can tell, uh, and working with the crew to achieve that goal. And so on that end, it's very similar. We're doing the same job, but on the day to day, the way that we're directing is different. Instead of being on a set with actors and with props and sets and all of these amazing things in to see in person, you're doing it virtually. There's a lot of creation by hand that needs a lot of attention to detail in a different kind of way. When it comes to animation, working closely with the storyboard artists, with the designers, the layout team, the animation team. It's that's where the difference happens. Instead of with animation, you're working with the animators to tell the story physically with these characters, and giving them day by day instruction, and working with them closely. That's a really amazing thing to do. So it's only in the way that you execute how you're telling the story that's different from the film director, but I think essentially it's the same thing.
So, talking about challenges, I have to say I really loved how you created and showed the personality of the main characters on this short film, even though they don't even talk. So obviously, I would like to know how did you achieve that?
It started at storyboards. It didn't even started before that. Started kind of at the inception of the idea, which was okay, we're gonna follow these bunnies from the film. So that was the main things. Like we loved these hazmat bunnies. We want to see what happens when they get that bad luck spec, because this thing is gonna ruin their day. And so it was the first thing was like, okay, those are the three hero bunnies. These are the ones we're gonna follow. So we said, how would these characters be in this situation? And it starts out, they're very officious. We wanted to make sure they felt like they were like these special forces crew. This is their job. They're very dedicated and they're very good at it.
Yeah.
But because of this bad luck spec, everything goes wrong, and we wanted to see their frustration grow and grow. And following the heroes, even though we have a bunch of bunnies that all look the same, these three needed to stand out, and so that was how their characters, where they stood out, and like their frustration and their desire to finish the job no matter how many challenges get in front of them. That was where the personality needed to come from.
Look at this. Like I needed to show you this. I've always like tell myself that I have bad luck. That's why
So
I
you're
have
just like
this.
Sam in the movie.
Yes, 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 totally. Like I can totally relate to her. Matt, this is the last question. And
Okay.
obviously, me like being a big fan of your work, I would totally love to know in what point of your life did you decided to be an animator? Like when
Yeah,
did you say, "Oh, this is, like the work that's gonna be mine for the rest of my life?"
it's a great question. I've always loved to draw and to use my art, and I love storytelling, and I always loved animation. Animation was a key part of my childhood. But then there was a point when it was I, I don't remember the age I was, but it was when Beauty and the Beast came out, and that movie just hit me in this way that I had not been hit with before, and I was just like, that's what I want to do. Like, I always knew I wanted to draw, I always knew I wanted to create, but I hadn't figured out exactly what it was that I want to do. But that was when I was like, that's it, that's what I want to do. That's and it's been the right decision. It's been an amazing journey for me. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all grateful that you decided that.
Thank you.